Hi, it's Miss Rudd, and today we're going to be talking about evaluating algebraic expressions. So let's go over some vocabulary before we get started. An algebraic expression contains at least one number or variable. And at least one operation. Any letter can be used as a variable, but the letter X is often used. So to avoid confusion with the symbol X for multiplication, there are other ways to show multiplication. For example, we've talked about all of these ways, but just as a quick review, we have A, B right next to each other, A times B with a dot, A times B in parentheses, and sometimes, typically on a computer, you might see a little asterisk, A times B. Remember that all of these letters represent numbers, so I could put numbers in any of these. Whenever you see the one where there's no operation at all, you typically see that with at least one variable. For example, 3x. That means 3 times whatever x is. Here we have 3 times 2. We could do 3 times 2 or 3 times 2. The reason you don't put this one, put numbers in both of these right next to each other is because then it would end up looking like a completely different number. For example, if I put a 2 in for x, it would look like 32. So usually if there's two numbers, you use one of these ways. Typically one of the two in the middle. All right, variables and expressions can be replaced with any number like we just talked about. Once the variables have been replaced, you can evaluate or find the value of the algebraic expression. All right, let's look at some examples down here. So number 1 says, Terry bought a magazine for $5 and 2 bottles of nail polish. So we have $5 and, so that's plus, 2 bottles of nail polish. And we don't know how much those bottles are yet, so I'm just going to put B. What is the total amount she spent if each bottle of nail polish cost $3? So now here it tells me how much each cost. So I'm going to go through the steps we talked about yesterday. We have our variable B for bottles of nail polish, or the cost of the bottles of nail polish. And remember, there's many ways to model this, but one of those ways would be the bar model. We have $5 plus 2 B's. Now, if we replace those B's with the number that it tells us, then I would put 3's in each of these, and then we could find our total from there. Write our, that should say, expression. And that's going to be what we wrote up here. So 5 plus 2B. Now we can evaluate it to figure out how much she spent by plugging in the 3 and replacing our B. So 5 plus 2, and I'm going to put parentheses here so I know I'm talking about multiplication. And based on order of operations, I will multiply first. So 2 times 3 is 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. So Terry spent $11. Go ahead and try number 2 on your own. Push pause on the video and push play when you're ready to check. All right, so number 2 says Alex ate 4 less than 2 times the slices of pizza that Oliver ate. So remember that word less than means that we are going to flip the order that it gives it to us. So we have our expression should be 2p minus 4. I chose p as my variable and I defined it as the amount of pizza Oliver ate. My model, I used the algebraic model. Remember that the shaded squares are equal to -1. And when I evaluated, I plugged in 8 for p, and so our answer should be 12. All right, on this page, we are just going to evaluate the expressions that they give us. So it tells us the amount for each variable. So A is 3, B is 4, and C is 12. We're going to use this information to evaluate these expressions down here. For example, on number 3, it tells me that B is 4, so I'm going to plug in 4, and it tells me that A is 3, so minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, so that's our answer. Over here, now we're going to get into the order of operations. We have C is 12 minus A, which is 3, times B, which is 4. Order of operations tells me I need to multiply first. So I have 12 minus 12, which gives me 0. All right, go ahead and do the rest of these. Push play when you're ready to check. All right, you should have gotten for number 5, 11, 6, 10, 7, 12, and 8, 28. If you have questions, don't forget to come to tutorials. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you later.